The Tommy's men's hockey team is back in action this weekend at home in Mendota Heights. Come out and see exciting Division I hockey at a great price as the Tommy's battle conference rival Bowling Green this Thursday and Friday night. Go to TommySports.com to buy your tickets or stop by the box office the day of the game. More information at TommySports.com.
If you're headed north this weekend and you need to pick up a box or two of ammo on your way out, DK Mags on Old 8 in New Brighton, a great stop. They're a full-service gun shop with a wide selection of pistols, revolvers, shotguns, and rifles. Plus, like I said, all the ammo you need. And DK, they'll be more than happy to assist you in tracking down and purchasing the firearm or accessory you really need. Check out the website, dkmags.com. You can also swing into Monticello Pawn & Gun just south of 94 in Monticello. Great selection, fair prices at DK Mags on Old 8 in New Brighton and Monticello Pawn & Gun, dkmags.com.
Welcome to News from the Crabby Coffee Shop with your hosts, Don McClain from Jason and Alexis in the Morning on My Talk 1071, Garage Logic's newsman, Mr. FYI, John Haidt, and the crabbiest guy in the coffee shop, Kenny Olson.
Go ahead, Ross. Tell everybody the news.
I heard the news, read the news today.
No singing.
Nope. Just give them the news. The length of the podcast.
Kenny yelled at me, so today's podcast is going to be very short. There were technical difficulties.
Yeah.
And we all have other things and places we need to be. So welcome to the world's shortest edition of News from the Crabby Coffee Shop.
I think the more truthful way to put that was that John, Dawn, and Kenny were ready at 9:30.
Yep,
waiting to go on because, you know, we've done this a while. We know how to hit a deadline.
Well, last week I was late, but other than that.
Dawn, come on. Don't.
It was because of the ice and wrecks on the road.
Look, I'm a big boy. I understand those who often feel down about themselves need to pick on others. So if that's what you need to do here, KO, fire away.
Let the record show it is now 10:18. And we have to wrap this thing up at 10:30.
Well, I want the record to show I actually hit record at 10:17, so we just got a minute back.
Okay. And I would like to say that every bit of this, 100% of our technical problems, is Chris Reaver's fault.
It's all Reaver's fault.
Because it's not Ross's fault.
No.
The board was messed with, and we had an echo. It was a show.
Yeah, it's always
and
Reaver's fault.
It's nothing changed from what you did last week, Ross. So don't get mad at yourself. It's Chris Reaver's fault.
Do you want to know what we were dealing with? I genuinely believe we work with some of the best engineers in all of broadcasting.
Oh, for sure.
And they were confused.
Yeah, 2 of them on the phone trying to undo what Chris Reavers did. You hear me, Reavers?
So we might not get to a lot of stories, but I'm really glad we have the time to get to this one. Headline, Women buy sports cars to make up for a small tamale.
What?
New research has revealed that women who are interested in flashy motors are trying to make up for having a tiny giner.
Tiny giner.
Professor Daniel Richardson claims that his study is the first to show that there is truth in the phenomenon of genital inadequacy.
What? Who wants a big giant? Who wants a big one? Nobody.
In this study, he convinced half of 200 women between the ages of 18 and 74 that the average size was 7.9 inches. A lie to make them feel inadequate, as the average length is only 5.17 inches.
Oh, my God.
The rest were told that the average length was 4.7 to make them feel confident about their area.
Oh, my God.
The women were then shown images of luxury items such as high-end sports cars, and those feeling under perfect ranked fast motors as more desirable.
This is the weirdest study ever.
The professor,
we're going to talk to you about the length of the inside of your vagina.
God's pocket,
Yeah,
as
God's
somebody
pocket.
once said.
Professor finally, at the very end here, we increased our participants' desires for sports cars when we made them feel like they had a relatively small flower.
Oh, Oh my Lord! How do they know?
Is this the most absurd thing you've ever heard in your life?
It's close.
What if I had changed all the men references to women references, and instead of saying penis, I said tamale, or giner, or flower? My point is, this BS about men who have small penises.
Oh, so you changed it.
Only drive and love fast cars and sports cars is the biggest crock of BS in the world.
Okay.
I always thought it was guys that drive big cars.
Just here, I'm still stuck on thinking, how did they measure the inside of their giner?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And it's absurd.
Yeah.
Talking about this, so is it too big or is it too small? Is it a 2-car garage? What do we got going?
2-car garage.
Got a Cloverly? What's going on here?
There's a patch of lucky clovers outside.
But so any man who has a small one, Ross, we're excluding you from
If
this
I had
one.
the money, I would totally buy a huge truck.
I know guys
Me too.
from a very early age, before you even knew what that thing down there was for, were obsessing about getting sports cars. Little kids. It happens in middle age because that's when men are finally financially secure and they can afford it.
Totally.
And if that's the analogy with sports cars, John made it. Say the same thing with big trucks. Well, now we can move on to, big tractors, big combines, big airplanes. Is it everything penis related?
That's a good question.
I hope not.
There's a stand-up special on Netflix that I just watched over the weekend, and the comedian actually broaches this topic.
Yeah.
And he says, basically, ladies, no, we're dumb. From a young age, we're trained, truck.
Yeah,
ram
car,
it. Yeah, exactly.
You're given toy cars.
Yeah.
You guys want them from the time that you're little kids, and then you finally, you're right, Kenny,
Right.
you get enough money to where you're like, I can finally buy that car I've always wanted.
Right.
So what's the big deal? I think we get mad if they're zooming around us and being asshats.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right,
And so
right.
you're like, small penis. You know what I mean? You just want to throw an insult out, that hits to the core. Yeah.
Is there a female equivalent to how men lust after automobiles? What would the women?
God, I am
and
not a
why-
good representative
Why
for
couldn't
women.
it be cars? But it's probably not.
I don't know what the thing is.
I know a fair amount of women who take cars very seriously.
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
they drive, how it looks, it's got to be clean.
Yeah, I run mine into the side of the garage every other week. I did that this morning. Just trying to avoid a car that's parked in our driveway. It happens to be my boyfriend's son's car, and our entire driveway is a sheet of ice, like
Right.
thick
Oh,
ice.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and so I'm trying to angle my car out, and I take off half the. There's a chunk missing from the side of the garage. It's like the side of the seal, and then
That
some
seals
stupid
up.
plywood.
It seals
crap.
up against the door. It's not stupid plywood crap. It's part of the building.
Yeah, I know, but
And it's needed.
not a good construction.
So you're now blaming.
Either way, I didn't even look at my car. I just heard it crunch. I got out. I was going to go in and say something to MC, and he already opened the door, because he works from
So
home,
he
and
heard it.
he goes, that didn't sound good. And I go, I really did it this time. Which is our new favorite phrase, because that's what Jeffrey Dahmer said to his dad when he got caught and he was in jail about it.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, well, I really did it this time.
Well, I guess so, son.
So that's our new favorite phrase.
Don,
I'm
do you...
glad.
Oh, go
I'm sorry,
ahead, John.
Ross. I'm
No, you
glad
go
you
ahead.
told. I want to take a shot at Ross here. I'm glad you told that story again because I only heard bits and pieces of it before when Ross was screwing around with all the equipment trying to get us to get on.
Well,
here.
I need to remind you also that I also ripped my mirror off on the same side of the garage and scraped against the dolly that was sitting there that was put back in the wrong place. I ripped my mirror off also.
So you kind of have to come in there. It's an obstacle course to get into the
Kind of
garage.
to like angle myself in, because my boyfriend has a Takota. A Toyota
Okay.
Tacoma.
Right.
It's not a huge truck. I just
Right.
want to make that clear. It's like, it's
Perfectly adequate truck.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's not one of those monster trucks.
It does the trick.
Okay,
Does the trick.
absolutely.
Really, really nice truck.
Yeah, it's a nice truck. It is. It's black. It has black wheels. And he loves it. But anyway, so that's it. That's all I got to say about that. What do we have another story that we can do in 4
is there
minutes?
is there any way we can reconfigure the way you guys park? Can he park over on this side and you move over to here, and then the kid parks back over here?
Does the kid just need to bubble wrap his car every night, before he goes inside?
I mean, MC is also almost hit. Like, he's been sliding in his truck, 4-wheel drive, down the driveway, almost into his son's car.
I had a family member back into my car in the driveway and do fairly significant damage. So it does happen.
It
so
does
you
happen.
feel a little bit better about that.
The last place I live, I did that twice within 2 weeks to my boyfriend's car. I forgot it was there, and I get up early in the morning. This is back home.
Yeah.
And I just reversed and just backed into his new car. He got it fixed, and I did it again after he got it fixed, like within 3 weeks.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I did the same thing to my father's car years ago, and my dad takes his car super seriously.
Yeah.
And my dad's the greatest guy. He was angry. And then he just went, it's just a car.
Yeah.
Great father.
McLean, you're a menace.
Well, I've never done this. I want to say I've driven large vehicles, as you guys have probably heard me talk about on the show.
Right.
A big tractor trailer and, like a 40-foot Winnebago, things like that. I've never, ever had any accident or any type of...
Why can't you drive this little snot-powered little
It's like a
thing?
go-kart to me.
Yeah,
What
it
the
is.
hell?
It's tiny.
I mean, it's a Honda Element. So
Are you
it's
using
sort of
the mirrors? Are you using all the mirrors to their fullest effect?
I am, but in the dark garage, when I'm trying to pull out of the garage, you can't see up against, I tried to cut it too soon because I was too paranoid about hitting his car, the son's car.
I've got a great idea. Back it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
As to why you don't have accidents in the other vehicles, I go through the same thing driving other people's vehicles, right?
Yeah.
When you're in your own car, it's kind of more of the comfort factor. You do let your guard down a little bit. You shouldn't, but I think it's human nature. You can't help but, just be a little bit more lax. When you're in like a company vehicle or a rented vehicle, you're driving that thing like it's a $1 million car and you don't want any issues with it.
I've never wrecked a station vehicle either. No.
What's your dream car?
Ooh, 69 GTO Judge.
Nice.
Wow. That's a damn good answer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
John, let me guess what your dream car is. Whatever piece of crap you're driving right now is your dream car, right?
No, if I were rich, first I'd have to, and it's such a cliche, but I'd have to get a '57 Chevy just because I love the way they look.
Yeah, that's a cliche.
Yeah, that's a cliche. And then another cliche, I'd want an XJE, a Jaguar.
Oh, my mom
the new ones,
had
I
one
hate
of
the
those.
new ones.
Yeah.
Hate the new ones, but the old ones, man, I love the looks of them.
Ross's dream car is anything that runs.
Yeah, I was literally going to make that same joke. My dream car is the next car that I can afford, whatever it is.
Just like your
Preferably-
dream girl. It's the next one you can afford.
The next one I can afford, preferably something with 4 wheels. I'm talking about the car, not the gal, and maybe a little bit more off the ground.
Anything else to add there?
No. The girl just needs to be somewhere between 18 and breathing.
18 and breathing, man.
Makes more money than I do, which I mean, not to
That's
be mean,
not
shouldn't
gonna
be
a lot.
shouldn't be too
You're
hard.
in radio. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should stop talking, Ross. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
think so.
You know,
At this point.
Do we have another story?
No, we're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Thanks, guys. I mean, we have to be because we have places to go.
Here's
Yeah,
what
we
I wanted
really
to
do.
spend. I wanted to spend the whole show talking about UFOs and how the reports are up now, mostly by military people. And I wanted to tell you about this really, really cool series that's been on History Channel a few years ago called Unidentified Inside America's UFO Investigation with a couple of good experts, Chris Mellon, Steve Justice, Louis
Steve Justice.
Elizondo, and a guy named Tom DeLonge.
Yeah, that's the guy
yeah.
from Blink 182. He completely left the band to do UFO research.
And he's got he's got some serious heavyweights on his team here.
Yeah.
Investigating UFOs.
He basically
Very
broke
serious,
all the military stuff
Yeah.
before the military was forced to release all of that footage.
Right.
They got a hold of it because his team is so great.
Yeah.
They're ex-military people. They're like...
I've watched a few episodes and I'm blown away. Anyway, so I'm really hoping if we remember and we get around to it,
Yeah.
we'll spend more of next week
Deep
talking about
tease.
that. Yeah. That is a big tease.
How about
is.
that?
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Masterfully
thanks for listening.
done, Kenny.
Yeah. Sorry about the, what was it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15
We're,
maybe.
we're gonna hit about 16 here by the time the close finishes.
Okay.
John's just laughing.
Thanks for listening to the Crabby Coffee Shop.
Yeah,
We apologize.
maybe.
Thanks for listening to News from the Crabby Coffee Shop. New episodes drop every week wherever you get your podcasts.
There you are, blasting up the freeway. Did you forget anything before you leave town for the... Oh, you forgot the ammo. No, you didn't. Swing into DK Mags. They're on Old 8 in New Brighton. Really great gun shop there. Full service, wide selection of everything you need, including ammo and accessories. They'll be more than happy to help you. You know what else they'd like to do for you? Help you track down that revolver or that pistol, shotgun, whatever you've been looking for a long time. They can help you do that. Check out the website, dkmags.com. You can also swing into Monticello Pawn and Gun. They're just south of 94 in Monticello. Great selection, fair prices, and a wonderful staff at both DK Mags and Monticello Pawn and Gun. dkmags.com.
Hi, Floridians. Tired of trying to avoid Florida man, alligators, and hurricanes? Come to Minnesota. We procreate and recreate all year round.
Spring on the lake, that's when we take our old car to the lake. Then we stand around and we bide our time, wait for the ice to break. Winter time at the old lake, cut a hole and poop. The warden bursts in, he says hello, you just say oops.
We also welcome your poor driving habits.
Minnesotans drive too slow in the fast lane. They drive too fast in the snow. You lived here 35 years by now, you should know.
Don't be afraid of the cold. You can camp outdoors in negative 35.
It's 35 below. Let's set up camp and live outdoors. Don't need food or drink, and you never have to go to the store except the liquor store.
Please come to Minnesota, even though we really don't want you here. Drive safe and look out for deer.
Tell your folks I said hi.